Hello everyone and welcome back to our course. In this lecture, we are finishing up our course. We're going to see how we can compare the three different strategies we had of using daily, weekly, and monthly intervals to predict the price of a crypto. All right, so for that, we have to make sure that we end our strategies at approximately the same day, preferably exactly the same day. So previously we did use 100 days here for our daily prediction. I'm just going to change that from 100 to 91 because 91 is going to be a lot closer to our 3-month interval, which we just randomly chose. You could do something longer or shorter. So it's also a good example of why using magic numbers is not the best, because anywhere where we set 100 days, we now have to change. So I'm going to call this prediction last day instead of prediction 100 days. Magic numbers are just anywhere that you have an actual number that is inside of your code instead of inside of a constant. All right, so here we have initial 900 days. All right, then we have period 50 days, horizon 100 days. All right, so I'm going to change that as well. So instead of having an initial of 900 days and a horizon of 100 days, we want to make sure the horizon should be 90 days. The period is going to be half of that. And okay, 91 days because that's what we chose. And then the period can be approximately half of that. Then we have our initial, and this can be 900, that's fine. All right, let's keep going. Let's see, where else did we have any instances of 100? Okay, I believe that was it. Okay, great. So that will just change the ending point of our daily data. Now for the monthly data, we set that to 3 months. So that's going to be about 91, or as well, it could also be 92 days, kind of depending on which months. It's fine. And then we had, of course, a weekly, which was 12 weeks, which is going to be 3 months because there are 4 weeks in a month. Okay, now I'm going to rerun my code cells because otherwise the changes that I just made won't be actually implemented. So I'm just not going to run this first file because this first little cell here, we don't have to run this because we already have the CSV file loaded in. So I can actually start on the second code cell. Then I can go to runtime and I can select run after. That's going to run every code cell after and also including the one that I was on. So quite a handy little tool there. So I'm just going to let it run. The model's training is what takes the most time here, or during cross-validation rather. That's what took the most time. And then once it's all finished, at the end of my file here, I'm going to create a new code cell where I'll show you how we can compare the results of our 3 different models and our 3 different prediction strategies. Okay, awesome, and we're all done with those small modifications. Next up, let's create a data frame that will allow us to see all of the values. We can also just print them out, doesn't really matter. So we can see here, we can print our prediction last day. All right, and then I can run that, and we get this y hat data frame. We get the index 1979. We also get y hat, which is representing the prediction. It's just called y hat because it's y that the model predicted. So that is the price of Bitcoin that the model predicted would be on that last day, using the daily interval. Next, we can print out prediction 3 month. Now this is a magic number. I would change that to last month, but it doesn't really matter for our purposes. We can optimize later. Okay, so that's what this variable here is, and we can just print it out. Prediction 3 month. There we go. Okay, so look, quite similar to prediction last day. So what we did was we just took the predictions, and at the column of y hat, we went to that last value. All right, and finally, one more comparison. We can print out our final week prediction where we used a weekly interval. We can run that code cell, and okay, we get 37,091. So it looks like as we increase the interval size, we don't really get a consistent change. The highest value was for prediction on a daily interval. Then the second highest number for Bitcoin was prediction 3-month, and then we had final week prediction. To compare the effectiveness of the strategies, you can also, beyond checking the final price, you can also check the error and plot it for all 3 strategies. Now, in our course, we only plotted our metrics of cross-validation for the daily interval. But if you wanted to, you could do the exact same thing for all of the other intervals as well. You could show the error for a weekly interval and a monthly interval and whatever interval you want as well. Then you could compare the error of all the strategies. So there's definitely a lot more that you could do, but this has been a solid introduction to using Facebook Profit to predict the stock price of a cryptocurrency with a machine learning model. Of course, you could extend this to any stock that you wanted. We just chose Bitcoin for this course. All right. Congratulations, everyone, on completing this course. I'm excited to see what you build, so feel free to share with us and leave us messages, comments, and reviews. And I will see you in another course.